nishikilie vyema. Wakipiga jungu ning'ang'anie tena. Wakichocha baby nishikilie vyema.
Party boss, yeah. And I boy got the game locked. Mpaka lini nitawambia maisha London. Dealing with a boss, said you know that. Atubadilisha channel, I'm the program. Saga, a girlfriend, I'm loving your vibe. Hapa kamewaka moto kolo nana. Basi njo close kidogo. Nitupe lugo, nitoe njeve kidogo, nipe joto. Baby nakutaka we sitaki nobody else. Uyo fala jo muulize we nani. Nakupa tam tumalize na makali. Si sorry, and I boy.
Nikidege juu kama pilot. Achini sishuki tena. Wakipiga mbea kama pilot. Wambie kwa komi mwema mama ning'ang'anie tena. Wakichocha bibi nishikilie vyema. Wakipiga jungu ning'ang'anie tena. Wakichocha bibi nishikilie vyema. Say my boo, strike around you. Kwako mikirege kwa pitching talent too. Say you, the thing me I go do. Bust up me brain kuluga ni koeful. Down a bad man wanna live with you. Them say you bad girl but me satisfy you. Look so fine mama tempted to touch. I love your boogie dance baby one to the top. Mikirege you kama pilot. Achini sishuki tena. Wakipiga mbea kama pilot. Wambie kwa komi mwema mama ning'ang'anie tena. Wakichocha bibi nishikilie vyema. Wakipiga jungu ning'ang'anie tena. Wakichocha bibi nishikilie vyema.
Ache wakule kwa macho, ni wapetishi wafute na jasho. Tumematch karedi na purple. Baby mama washa fire hapo kwa dance floor. Ufurahi ni furahi, niko na suti ni petai. When arrow mi masai, tukunya kahawa githurai. Nipige munju ni kwe high, ni kama clouds in the sky. Niko na jeans dunga Nike, niko na jeans dunga tao. Wanna dice peace niko local. Wakikuja na watoa moko. They wanna play the game hisi loto. Dawa ya wakubwa eka mbali na watoto.
Mikidege juu kama pilot. Achini sishuki tena. Wakipiga mbea kama pilot. Wambie kwa komi mwema mama ning'ang'anie tena. Wakichocha bibi nishikilie vyema. Wakipiga jungu ning'ang'anie tena. Wakichocha bibi nishikilie vyema.
For the lovers in the house. Tafuta penzi lako, mshike kwa mikono. Mwangalie ndani ya macho. Mpeleke kando na umwambie. Commit a crime and I'll be your defender. Overpower me so that I surrender. I wish I could be your saliva, so that I could taste your lips whenever. I envy your hipster, vile inakushika kwa kwa kweli manzi umebarikiwa, ndio maana tunaimba hallelujah. I wish I could be your shoe, I would have such a beautiful view. And if I was the slit on your dress, my goal in life would be to aim for the highest. If only I could be your body lotion, I would walk with undivided devotion. Kila siku nakufikiria, ndio maana nasinzia nikikuwaza, miaka rudi miaka nenda. Nasinzia nikikuwaza, kila siku ya kalenda. Nasinzia nikikuwaza, chochote utafanya nitafuata, nitachora 8 ukichora 7. And I promise I will never be a player. You're my red card, no longer middle fielder. Be my wife and I'll be your bogey bender. And let no man try to lay asunder. Na wakijaribu kutulay asanda, Mungu moja nitawapiga ngeta. Na kama ungekuwa ngoma, ningependa kukuwa amplifier. I will amplify and equalizer. Baka atamatiuta sitachuna. Nasinzia nikikuwaza, nasinzia nikikuwaza. Miaka rudi miaka nenda. Nasinzia nikikuwaza, nasinzia nikikuwaza. Nasinzia nikikuwaza. Kila siku ya kalenda. Nasinzia nikikuwaza. This comes from the deepest part of my heart. The deepest part of my heart. This comes from the empty hole in my soul. The empty hole in my soul. This comes from the highest point of my spirit. If you know what I'm saying, then you will feel it. Feel it. This comes from the deepest part of my heart. The deepest part of my heart. This comes from the empty hole in my soul. The empty hole in my soul. This comes from the highest point of my spirit. If you know what I'm saying, then you will feel it. Feel it. Nasinzia nikikuwaza, nasinzia nikikuwaza. Miaka rudi miaka nenda. Nasinzia nikikuwaza, nasinzia nikikuwaza. Nasinzia nikikuwaza. Kila siku ya kalenda. Nasinzia nikikuwaza, nasinzia nikikuwaza. Nasinzia nikikuwaza. Miaka rudi miaka nenda. Nasinzia nikikuwaza, nasinzia nikikuwaza. Nasinzia nikikuwaza. Kila siku ya kalenda. Nasinzia nikikuwaza.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
A very good Wednesday to you. Welcome to the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike and I'm your host. I'll be captaining this ship as we cruise from 8 a.m. all the way till 10 a.m. Thank you so much to everybody who is tuning in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you are watching on YouTube, that's amazing. That means that you have subscribed to our channel. And if not, kindly do so. We are at Power Radio on YouTube. And also, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are at Power Radio across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. And also, you can catch this live broadcast. We are on our website, www.power254.org/Power Radio. All right. You know the drill. I introduce the show, then we get into some music. When I come back, I tell you what is happening on our roads today. And then we get into the local and international news roundup. This is Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Kwa majina ni Ian. Iane.
Alexis on the beat.
Weka mziki, leo nataka kucheza. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa party, tunataka kucheza. Shida ni mingi, leo nataka kucheza. You know, we just wanna party and enjoy. Leo lazima nyama kwa wingi, ugali kidogo, pombe kwa wingi, chesa kidogo, mapenzi kwa wingi, chuki kidogo, situzitoke mdogo. For the sun fits on us, tujibambe pamoja. For the sun fits on us, tulewe pombe pamoja. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapata. pare. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari. Kila siku si tunapare.
Holla the man them, holla the girl them. What I want every day we do it for the fun them. Sexy ladies in the party, man about money and you know it's an anthem. Give thanks to the Most High. Every day a blessing you see and we multiply. Bigger picture now your good side. A bigger picture now your good side. Jaba kwa wingi ngoi kidogo, usiogope choma foto. Pigia Cindy, pigia Jojo, na tunarudi soko. Cause I know you sacrifice, tujibambe pamoja. I know you sacrifice, situchome kimoja.
It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku si tunapare.
Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Nina mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare.
Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. Good vibes, and inshallah. It's all about good vibes, and inshallah. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku tunapare. Mabeshte ndani kwa gari, kila siku si tunapare.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Thamani yako, uzuri wako, na ujua mwenyewe, sikuachi pengine uniache wewe. Alimradi unanipenda, peke yetu tutaishi kwenye dunia. Sikuachi pengine uniache wewe, na jiko langu kama mboni ya macho yangu. Nitakulinda mpenzi wangu, wewe ni jiko langu kama mboni ya macho yangu. Nitakulinda mpenzi wangu, achana nao, achana nao, wenye roho mbaya wanatusema vibaya. Achana nao, wenye roho mbaya wanatusema vibaya. Baby love, wewe wangu mi wako wa moyo. Oh baby love, usijeniacha kwa fitna na maneno yao. Baby love, wewe wangu mi wako wa moyo. Oh baby love, usijeniacha kwa fitna na maneno yao. Una habari jinsi gani moyo wangu unaupendeza, wendo furaha yangu, wendo amani yangu, wendo jiko langu kama mboni ya macho yangu. Nitakulinda mpenzi wangu, wendo jiko langu kama mboni ya macho yangu. Nitakulinda mpenzi wangu, achana nao, wenye roho mbaya wanatusema vibaya. Achana nao, wenye roho mbaya wanatusema vibaya. Baby love, wewe wangu mi wako wa moyo. Oh baby love, usijeniacha kwa fitna na maneno yao. Baby love, wewe wangu mi wako wa moyo. Oh baby love, usijeniacha kwa fitna na maneno yao. Baby love, wewe wangu mi wako wa moyo. Oh baby love, usijeniacha kwa fitna na maneno yao. Baby love, wewe wangu mi wako wa moyo. Oh baby love, usijeniacha kwa fitna na maneno yao. Jiko langu kama mboni ya macho nitakulinda mpenzi wangu.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, welcome back to Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and I'm quite excited for some reasons that are known to you. If you can see on our YouTube channel, my guest is in studio, and I'm quite excited. Good morning, Miss Vicky Wanyama.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Please say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
Miss Vicky Wanyama is our guest for today. I will let her introduce herself and tell us exactly what she is, who she is, what she thinks she is, who she thinks she is, and then we will get in all that. We will get into our discussion for today later on. But first things first, let me give you a highlight of what the roads are looking at. We start off with the major roads. Thika Road, I can see from KCA University down to Muthaiga Square, around there, things are looking a little bit slow, inbound, especially heading towards town. So if you can avoid that road, please do so. I can also see Moranga Road into town, all red, painted red. I mean, it's obvious. It's crazy right now. Everybody is in a bit of a rush getting to work and all things in between. So that is what is happening along Moranga Road. I can also see Bunyala Road inbound as you head towards town. Things are slow, actually not moving as we speak right now. But once you get into the intersection, as you head towards Haile Selassie, things open up all the way into town. Raila Odinga Road, slow but moving, so that's looking pretty good, not too shabby. I can also see Agwins Kodhek Road. Things are looking good today, but things get a little bit snarly. There's a little bit of a snarl up as you head from DOD going towards the where is this? Towards Valley Road. Yes, towards Valley Road. And then we also have Langata Road. Things get busier as you head towards Bunyala Road. And then, of course, before Galleria Road, I can see that there's a little bit of a snarl, but things get swift after Bomas of Kenya. And then we have Mombasa Road. Things are moving, but from Capital Center all the way down to... where is this? From Capital Center all the way to Panari, we have a little bit of a snarl, but things get a little bit clearer as you go. In case of any accidents or incidents, you do let us know on our social media platforms. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on TikTok, and also on X at Power Radio. Hit us up, let us know in case of any accidents or incidents as you make your way towards town. But let Miss Victoria introduce herself, and then we get into a news banter for today.
Okay. Hi guys. Am I supposed to say that?
Yes, you are. Please. Wasalamu ni mingi.
Salamu, jambo.
Jambo Kenya.
Have to say Maluya.
Yeah. I had to.
Yeah. So my name is Victoria Wanyama, and I'm a business strategy consultant at Ecozil Consultancy.
Yes. And what do you do at Ecozil Consultancy?
Yeah. So basically, we offer strategic management planning, business plans, and then right now we've actually started offering tender and bids training. Yeah.
Amazing. And is it with women your major target audience, or you also deal with men as well?
No, we deal with both, but women are predominantly the people who sign up for our services.
Okay.
Yes.
And we shall be talking a little bit about the work that you do at Ecozil, because today we are looking at the empowerment of women, and who else to have this conversation with apart from somebody who actually deals with women and is given towards the cause of empowering women. So we will get into a banter later on, but let's get into the news now. First of all, did you go to protest yesterday? Watu walikuwa wanaenda JKIA. Tulikuwa tunaenda JKIA, niliona Qatar ni 50 bob kutoka tao. Oh my God. Well, I have to give this to Kenyans. The memes the production of the memes, and we are like fast like this.
Yeah.
We are fast with it.
I don't on our feet.
We do. It's amazing. Honestly, like what mwalimu wa math surely. Hizi akili zote wewe ulikuwa hata kama watu hawako wana pass class, at least akili zinatumika kwa nini, kwa kutengeneza memes. But yeah, so yesterday Kenyans, some Kenyans had decided that they were going to go and occupy JKIA. Yeah. But of course they were not allowed in because of that's a very hot button area. You know, we have a lot of people traveling. Let's not just talk about the business class who is also traveling into or outside the country. We also have tourists coming in and out of the country. So of course they were barred, but with the ongoing contention in the country, especially you as a person who is in the business development space, how has this protest from even your clients and the people that you serve, how has the protest been like in terms of affecting business? Like, has it affected business, and to what effect has it affected business?
Yes, of course. First of all, in terms of opening the office, you can't open the office because my office is in CBD, hot area.
Way.
So you can't go to the office 2 times in a week because of that. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And then another issue is right now people are occupied in terms of they have to use their money on their needs, not their wants. And you find that most of the time the services that we are offering are wants for people who actually want them.
Yes, yes.
So right now it's been really, 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 really bad for a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
Aside from me, there's also the people who are in the retail industry. It's very hard for them in terms of, the way I've said, opening their shops they can't open.
Yeah.
Right now, if you're selling things that people call quote unquote luxury, you can no longer sell them.
Yes.
So businesses have really been affected. Yeah.
And how does the business community then buffer themselves against such unprecedented times, like from where you sit?
Yeah, exactly. So for people who had not seen this coming, which is a lot of people, I would say about 99.9%. So right now we're just eating into our reserves because now what do you do? Yeah, because we're not really making a lot of profits right now. Yeah.
Okay. Sawa. Anyway, let's wait and see. But I know that these protests are not going anywhere, at least not just of yet. So we might as well tighten up our belts as we fight for a better country. But moving on to our local news roundup today. The Standard newspaper. Let's now turn on page 4 of the Standard newspaper. I think it's the story of everybody, where a lot of people are joking about it. Surprise, Duale has been sent into a different ministry. He was in the defense. He was just nominated as the defense cabinet secretary just on Friday, but yesterday President Ruto moved him to the climate and forestry ministry. But so let me read a couple of things here and then we get into that discussion. So according to the Standard newspaper on page 4, President William Ruto has dropped controversial cabinet, and I wonder why he's being called controversial, but we will get into that. Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale from the Ministry of Defense. In a communication that caught many legislators by surprise yesterday, the president assigned him to the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry without giving explanations. So Ipan Tuya will now be vetted for the defense docket, and she's a woman. I don't think I've seen a woman in the defense docket. What was Juma?
Aisha Jumwa.
Yeah. No, not Aisha Jumwa. There's this, I forget her name, but I know she's called Juma something. I saw her on a panel discussing the deployment of Haiti, 1 year ago? And now we are. I'll look for the name. Yes. So interestingly, in his memorandum read out by National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, Ruto only forwarded a list of 10 names to the House, leaving out the nominee for the position of Attorney General Rebecca Miano. This is despite the president having nominated 11 members of his cabinet last week in a move he explained was aimed at giving room for some horse trading before he fully constituted what he called a broad-based government. Ooh. So reshuffles are in the air and Kenyans are not having it. I don't know what you make of this whole thing. The reshuffles, it's giving... You know, when you're watching a romantic comedy or like a rom-com, and then you look at the couple and they're like, will they not, won't they not? It's giving that. So it's like we get a nomination 1 week into, then he's like, oh, psych, I want you into the other one. What do you make of this whole thing?
I'm very disheartened, by the way, because he actually said that he wants to make a change, and clearly there is no change. It's just reshuffling, moving this puzzle piece from here to the other. And the way I'm sure you've seen those memes of garbage in, garbage out. So basically that's what we are going to experience. So I'm very, very disheartened. I'm very unhappy. I actually thought he was going to make a difference, but
here we are. Here we are. And some I would call them conspiracy theories or just theories of critics in the political spaces. A lot of theories are coming out as to why President Ruto wants Duale in his cabinet. One of the reasons that people are saying is that he is a great performer. That is questionable. Other people are saying that there could be vested interest as well in this whole thing, because why is he insisting on having him? And of course, in a statement from that, he thanked the president of allowing him to serve Kenyans as well in the defense ministry, and then he said that he's excited for his new venture in the forestry and climate ministry. So we hope that this time around he's actually going to bring it because first of all, climate change is a hot button issue. The whole world is raving about it, and so I think a ministry like the one that he's holding, the docket that he has gotten into, is not one to go and start joking around with, because climate issues and forestry issues are not only a Kenyan issue but a global. It's an issue of global interest right now. So I know a lot of eyes are going to be on his performance. So all the best to Aiden Duale. But that's just one story. Let's get into some music right now as we take kopo la maji hapa na pale, and then we come back and we continue with the day's news highlights. Keep it right here on Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Lakini sielewi, dunia nzima uliona mimi ndio mshenzi, na hii tabia sijaiona na watu wengi, na haya huna ukisema ni mapenzi, na vile umeja msatufanye, na mimi nimeja msatufanye, na vile tufanye, na mimi nimeja msatufanye, Na vile umejaa msatufanye. Na mimi nimejaa msatufanye. Na vile umejaa msatufanye. Na mimi nimejaa msatufanye.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Going in and out of phases. It's way too many changes. Time and again I wonder if you'll be honest. So if I'm being real, I act like I don't notice. But I've noticed I can never keep your focus. And I know I'm not the problem. No, no, no. So I got a couple questions on my mind. Do you really stick around just cause of pride? Or do you really think you couldn't love me right? Cause I won't mind if you don't last true. Hoping maybe that you wanna fight. That's cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't wanna have to pay no mind to the thought of losing you. Hoping maybe that you wanna try. And maybe all you need is time. I'm hoping we can make it right, so I'll never have to choose losing you. I hope it's not because of pride. See, if you put that shit aside, then maybe you could decide and see with crystal eyes. I'm the one you need. And I know it's scary, it also scares me. Cause I know we don't want something temporary. If you feel the way I feel that you do, tell me the truth. So I got a couple questions on my mind. Do you really stick around just cause of pride? Or do you really think you couldn't love me right? Cause I won't mind if you don't let it's true. Hoping baby that you wanna fight. That's cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't wanna have to pay no mind to the thought of losing you. Hoping maybe that you wanna try. And maybe all you need is time. I'm hoping we can make it right. So I'll never have to choose losing you. Hoping maybe that you wanna fight. That's cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't wanna have to pay no mind to the thought of losing you. Hoping maybe that you wanna try. And maybe all you need is time. I'm hoping we can make it right, so I'll never have to choose losing you. Hoping maybe that you wanna fight. That's cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't wanna have to pay no mind to the thought of losing you. Hoping maybe that you wanna try. And maybe all you need is time. I'm hoping we can make it right, so I'll never have to choose losing you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That is Zenia Manasse, and she's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive. If I do say so myself, it's Kenya's biggest conversation. You better act like you know. My name is Wanyoike, and I am in studio joined by Miss Victoria Wanyama. She's the CEO of EcoZeal Consultancy, and we are still continuing with our banter for today. Now, Gen Z voices matter in steering future of Kenya, Ms. Karua says. NARC Kenya leader Martha Karua has criticized the country's political leaders and older generations for overshadowing the Gen Z movement, which has been leading recent nationwide protests. Speaking on Spice FM yesterday, Karua stressed the importance of youth in national affairs, saying their leadership is crucial for stabilizing the country. She praised the youth for demanding accountability, good governance, and proper law enforcement. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I agree. 1000%.
Discuss 20 marks.
Yeah, it's true because right now there's a lot of infiltration into the Gen Zs. We saw like a couple of weeks ago people coming up and saying, I am the leader of the Gen Zs and all that. And we have seen being faceless, tribeless. Has put us in a situation where the president has actually listened to us. Something that the opposition has not been able to do in the last how many years. So they should just let the people be. Let the Gen Zs be.
And in the push for accountability, in the push for better governance, first of all, this narrative of this narrative of leaderless and faceless, how does it sit with you? Because I feel like it's maligning, it's like diminishing the efforts of the Gen Z.
Let's just look at what has happened, right? They have been faceless, tribeless, and leaderless. What have they been able to achieve in 2 months? So when you look at the evidence and the output, you can be able to see that actually them being faceless, tribeless, and leaderless has led to a lot of changes. So if it is something that is working, then it's not broken.
That's right. Okay. I mean, this is something that I know people will be studying in school in their history classes. So I am quite excited about that. But now crossing borders to international news roundup, on page 22 of the Standard newspaper, the big news came. Joe Biden stepped down from his presidency. She's clapping. She's excited. And so, of course, the Democratic Party had no other option but to push Kamala Harris to get into the...
Why would you say that?
No, I mean that like she had to become the running mate.
Candidate.
Well, her track record over the past 4 years show otherwise. People are not quite happy about the things that she has done.
The VP.
Yes, her being the VP. A lot of... I was watching... I love watching conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theorists. But anyway, no, this is credible. Like down to it, people were saying that she's not quite delivered on some of the manifestos that she got into vice presidency with. But now, because Joe Biden stepped down, first of all, what is he? I know he's been recuperating. Apparently, he was sick with COVID. Allegedly. But also allegedly.
No, he said it himself.
He said it himself. The alleged part is that he has dementia. Because as you can see, even of the past speeches that he's been doing, the debates, it has not. He's not been very coherent in his delivery and his articulation.
And the symptoms are there.
And the symptoms are there.
I actually went down that dark web.
You did.
Because the way he's been, acting and portraying
speaking
himself.
Right.
He doesn't look like he's right.
What is the cutoff age limit for being president? Because some things I feel like it's just an old age thing. We probably should have.
We should because the thing is we have a lot of, even in Africa, we have a lot of leaders who honestly their time has passed.
And no, for real, like do you know that Uganda is also they are set to go. I mean, Kenya, please let them come. Let them do whatever they want to do. They set out to go and protest against Museveni.
Yesterday,
you did see. Did you see the heavy police the heavy police presence in the streets of Kampala. And my friend who is Ugandan was telling me the fact that you've even thought about it, there's going to be a heavy presence of police. Like Uganda is not the place you go and to do those things. But I mean, I don't know. This is just a narrative that we've been told over and over again. It gets to a point where people don't care anymore. They just break out and they break out and they break out, you know? Because I think we are seeing a revolution in different parts of the world. People are tired. People want their governments to work for them. As Amanda Seales says, you don't serve your government should serve you. Yeah,
exactly. And what I also believe in is there's strength in the numbers.
Yes.
If everybody comes together and they're actually able to stand up and speak against, bad leaders, bad governance, then, change is inevitable.
Yes. All right. So let's get into this news story. I can see that it is done by AFP for the Standard Washington. Now, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris appeared poised to clinch her party's presidential nomination after receiving support from enough Democratic delegates Monday as she launched a blistering campaign against Donald Trump. The formal nomination process for a U.S. presidential candidate occurs when delegates from across the United States gather to officially anoint a nominee chosen by voters during the primaries. But when President Joe Biden dropped out of the race on Sunday, the fate of those delegates who had been slated to vote for him came into question. With the support of a slew of Democratic heavyweights, including Joe Biden himself, and massive voter donations, Harris quickly closed in as the Democratic Party's heir apparent, and delegates began falling in line to pledge their support. So, first of all, just the thought of Kamala. Do you think Kamala has the opportunity to become president for real? Like, do you actually think America is ready for Kamala? And when I say is ready for Kamala Harris, I mean Kamala Harris, the brown woman, so a woman of color, and not just brown, she's, black, Jamaican Indian. So black, brown, woman of color, woman in the highest position of power, not only in America but in the world, because America is a superpower. They say that the American president usually is the most powerful man on the planet Earth. Do you think that with racism, misogyny being part of the of American politics, do you think the America is ready for Kamala Harris, an America that is led by Kamala Harris?
I don't think so, to be honest, because we remember Obama.
Yes.
Obama was going against Hillary.
Yeah.
And if the country then was not ready to give a white woman, born bred in America, this seat, and they actually gave it to a black man who is just a man.
Yeah, who is just a man.
Obviously, he has his track record, everything that is done. If you are not ready for a white woman, I don't know. I don't think they're actually now ready for a brown, black woman to actually be the strongest person on earth. But if she actually wins, then well and good. But personally, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But more so, away from just even the politics, I'm excited about the narrative and the cultural shift that this is going to mean for girls everywhere, especially black and brown girls everywhere who have not for a long time seen themselves in representations of powerful positions. If she becomes president, I know for sure this is going to mean so much for women and young girls around the world, and just to go for the jugular, go for the highest position if you can. All right, that story gets us to the last pin drop of our local and international news roundup. It's time to get into our day's conversation, but I'm not going to just do that yet. Let's get into some music and then we get into our conversation after this short break. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. You can find us there. If you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly do so. Go right now. I'm waiting for you. I'm giving you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Do you need more? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for telling your friends to tell your friends to tell your friends that Kenya's biggest conversation is happening only on Power Radio, if we do say so ourselves, yeah? And you can also catch this live broadcast. We are on our website, www.power254.org/Power Radio. But now, let's get some music. Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Kosa si kosa, makosa ni kurudia. Pole sana kama umevumilia, tulikosana, nikaomba ungenirudia, ukanikana hadharani mbele ya dunia. Beti lichomeka, zima moto hawakusaidia, ndege ya vieta kianguka hawakunyambia. Saizi liona na sikufuatilia, jirani alikuteka, mali yangu wakanikulia. Ni sawa, umeniacha nimeachika, ni sawa, ningenyamaza yote tisa, but for you, is that who you have picked over me? Umeniacha nimeachika, ni sawa.
Uko sure ndo mwenye unataka? Uko sure?
Ni sawa.
Uko sure unaweza sema with your chest? Uko sure?
But for you, is that who you have picked over me? Umeniacha nimeachika, ni sawa. Ni sawa. Ni sawa.
Nomba on your wedding day, stima zipote, upate fat fingers, ring isitoshe. Your boyfriend akubaie kadogi ukidhani nika cute kakuume. Mother-in-law na father-in-law wakuchukie wakikuona, unadhani yeni catch kumbe yeni spam donor. Yoni nini unabonya? My lord, I wonder, but as long as you're happy wena, wependa kenye unapenda, imeenda.
Ni sawa, umeniacha nimeachika, ni sawa, ningenyamaza yote tisa, but for you, is that who you have picked over me? Umeniacha nimeachika, ni sawa.
Uko sure ndo mwenye unataka? Uko sure?
Ni sawa.
Uko sure unaweza sema with your chest? Uko sure?
But for you, is that who you have picked over me? Umeniacha nimeachika, ni sawa.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Niko na visa, niko kwa simu na nasikia bashi meshika. Je, kuna madem, kuna maniga, maodine wamekuja kuchachisha. Ninajificha, sitaki picha, kubabae, sitaki vita. Nashikisha na mavela mabichwa, na tukishikwa jo mabel Mona Lisa. Tutoke BND, twende BNB, niko DND, usijam, I will be RB, I will be RB.
Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya vile inafaa. Kiritala jumi niko na mado, wenye vipindi na musonge kando, esima tu sama poso chopo, chololo, chololo. Nobody can party like we do. Omoke girumba ko kwarawe blues, kinena kalingi kipani asim. Meditation yakabed ni soya design bololo, anebo bololo. So please no, okadwa jo machendo oh bololo, anebo bololo. So please no, okadwa jo machendo oh. We had our decisions kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya.
Miadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelimbu Maximus. Hey, and na. Hold on, yeah. Hold on. BNB, Nico DND.
Mutoto ya Pamela.
I'll be right back. Tell him I'll be woo.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Okello Max featuring the one and only phenomenal woman Fena Gitu, and with their song Pogma Martin. It's playing right here on Power Radio. And now, let's get into our discussion for today. Today we are going to be looking at what do we need to do in order to heighten our should I say, efforts to empower women, not only in governance spaces, but also in leadership spaces. And of course, as we had started earlier on, I am joined by one and only CEO of Ecozeal Consultancy, Miss Victoria Wanyama. And I mean, there's not any better person to talk about this because she lives the work. In her business consulting job, she's churning out ideas and models that could potentially go into empowering women, and she will get into that story a little bit. So let me just start off with what got you interested in what is the story behind Ecozeal Consultancy? Why did you see first, what was the need that you saw, then what led you to opening that company up?
Yeah. So first of all, I never thought I'd ever get into business. Let's just start with that.
Okay.
It was just I found myself in it.
You found yourself.
Yeah.
What a nice way to find yourself as a CEO. Accidental CEO.
Yeah. Yeah. So I actually got a mentor, my previous place where I was working, and I think he was able to see what I had not seen in myself.
Wow.
And therefore, just having conversations with him and him giving me opportunities and catapulting me to the next level.
Right.
Then I got to see that actually, you know what, I can actually get into business, and this is something I can do, right? So then I was already in business development. So I was already in the client relationship management, looking for work, budgets, proposals, and all of that. So when I actually left employment, I was like, let me start my own thing. Yeah.
Right.
So that's how I got into the business.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And it's been how long now since you started out?
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
The journey has been remarkable, I can tell.
ups and downs.
Maandamano nini. All right, sawa. So as we talk about navigating, women empowerment, I mean, it's a buzzword. Every space that I go into, every summit, every conference that I go into, this is something that I have heard over and over and over again. But I cannot tell you for sure that I can put my finger on the pulse of exactly what women empowerment or what it's even about. So to start us off, when you hear of women empowerment, how would you define it as Victoria, and what comes to mind?
Yeah, my own personal definition, it's creating an environment where women are able to prosper, whether it's in leadership, in businesses, in education, in governance processes, and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's just creating an environment where women are able to prosper.
Right. And when you talk about that, it's just creating an environment for women to prosper. The conversation on women empowerment has been there since, I don't know when, time immemorial. I mean, just even from policy, we had the Beijing conference that happened in 1995. World leaders met in Beijing, China, to discuss what the next 100 years are going to look like in terms of creating spaces for women to thrive and to lead from the front and to not only to survive but to actually thrive in their leadership. So what do you think are some of the gains that have happened? Do you think there's any progress in terms of the work of creating more spaces for women to just exist and lead from the front and to be empowered?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We were just a few minutes ago, we were talking about Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
That's a huge stride in terms of women empowerment. There is a possibility that the next most powerful human being on earth will be a woman. So that already in itself is a huge stride. Even in Kenya right now, we have the women representatives who are in office.
Yes.
So we have a lot of strides that we have seen in terms of women empowerment. Even me right now, where I am right now, being given the opportunity to actually open my company and register and have it 100% fully owned by me.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things and policies that have been put in place to ensure that there's women empowerment right now in this moment in time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, we can never understate the importance of education when it comes to just empowering the girl child, empowering women. So what do you think, how do you think education has played a role in even the work of furthering the advancement of women's courses and girl courses around the world?
Yes. So education really has played a big part in it because before it was very patriarchal. It was only men who used to go to school. But right now that we've been given an opportunity to go to school and even advance in our studies and get masters and PhD, then when we are thrust out into the, let's say, for example, me in the business world, then we have the knowledge to be able to know how to navigate different spaces. We have the knowledge to know, okay, so like right now we're helping businesses come up with their strategic plans and their business plans from the knowledge that I got through education. Then I'm able to translate that into a service that I offer people to be able to ensure that their businesses are profitable. So education is such you can never stop learning. And the moment you feel like you have reached and you've stopped learning, then I'm sorry, but you're off the bandwagon. So continuous learning is something that I also advocate for. So education is really a pivotal point in empowering women in spaces right now.
And at Ecozil Consultancy, are you creating different courses maybe, or like how you deal with women? Is it specifically catered to their needs, and like how has it been navigating that?
Yeah, so I've come to realize through my experience that a lot of women need a lot of reassurance and also a change of mindset.
Yeah.
Because you find that most of them are coming, like they're never really sure. And that's why I usually advocate for them to join business clubs and, networking events so that they get the opportunity to see other women doing what they actually want to do. So there's just a way that you need to handle women, which is very different from men, because men will come in and be like, this is what I want, help me to be able to get this, how do we navigate this? But for women, it's different. They want you to reassure them. They want you to... bless you.
To continue.
They want you to
Sorry.
reassure them. There's a lot of, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something there. You mentioned patriarchy when it came to it. You were talking about earlier about how patriarchy, when women get themselves into maybe powerful positions or positions that need their leadership, one of the barriers that they deal with is patriarchy. So what are some of the other cultural barriers that you have seen women having to constantly deal with, even in their pursuit of breaking these ceilings, so-called ceilings? Yes, and how do we create more avenues for them to go beyond these cultural barriers?
Yeah, so I think a huge one has to be stereotypes, where we are usually told, if you are flourishing in the corporate space, then basically you're maybe not married, or if you're married, then your marriage is suffering,
Falling
your
apart.
kids are missing you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of breaking the stereotypes in terms of women can actually do it. We are very good multitaskers. So I think that's one of the big ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. And in your let me say, in your case or in your experience, have you had to deal with these cultural barriers, and how did you go about it?
Yeah, so
Or just any barriers, whether they were social, economic?
Yeah, so right now with my company, as much as I'm offering the tender and bid strategy training, I also do tenders. So you find that most of the time when you go for a tender opening or you're trying to bid for these tenders, both private and government, you find that it's usually predominantly men.
Right.
And statistics have shown that only 3% of tenders globally are usually given to women.
Only 3?
Exactly, yes.
A whopping 97% is male dominated.
So we have different groups who have been coming in to try and, push women into those industries and the market sector. So far, they're still trying to push it, but the percentages are very low when you compare to men. So when you go to try and bid for a tender, or when you're trying to network with these men, then you find most of the time that they will prefer to go with their men rather than you.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy market to crack and get into just because of the patriarchy.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have to subvert the patriarchy by all standards.
Yes.
If you're just joining us, this is the Power Morning Drive Show on Power Radio, and we are in the meat and bones of our discussion for today. We are talking about how can we harness more efforts in towards the advancement of women, towards the empowerment of women, and not just as a cosmetic or tokenistic approach being used, but in a more holistic way. And with us is Ecozil Consultancy CEO, Miss Victoria Wanyama. Now, let's shift gears to talk about now the individual, the woman itself. Let's turn the spotlight to the woman itself. I mean, a lot of challenges. We have imposter syndrome being one of the things that I've had so many women saying that it stands in their way. How do we deal with women and imposter syndrome, and what can be a solution towards that?
Yeah, so I feel like one of the ways, no, not even feel, I know that one of the ways that has been able to help me to be able to get out of that shell is by surrounding myself with other women who are doing what I'm doing. I'm in a business club. It's called Solive Business Club. So in that club, we have several women who are in several sectors. So when you have a strong network of women behind you, then you are able to know that, okay, I'm not the only one who's trying to do this thing that other people have not done, maybe in my friend group or in my family.
Yes.
So when you create a network of women who are around you, who are doing what you're doing, then it kind of puts you in a situation where you see that other women are doing it. So you need to just tune out the noise and do what you have said you want to do.
Yeah.
And then also, when you get mentors, they're able to tell you, no, I can see this in you. Sometimes we feel like you're not worthy, or probably maybe, will I be successful? You have all these voices in your head. But if you have somebody who's able to see the king in you, and that they're able to say, okay, you know what? You can actually do it. It picks you up.
Yeah.
And then also, anytime you have a milestone, celebrate yourself. Tell yourself. So when you do all these things constantly, then you actually will reach a place where imposter syndrome will no longer be an issue.
Yeah. I want us to sort of camp on the first point that you've shared. building a community. I have heard so many women saying that, oh my God, you need to find yourself a community. If you are trying to do XYZ, find a community of, same-minded people or people who are doing better than you so that you can constantly learn from them. Where do you get these people? Because I know one of the challenges actually for women has been access, just access to whatever it is that you can think about, whether it's access to resources in terms of people, whether it's access to economic resources, money, capital, whether it's access to spaces, opportunities. So when we talk about creating substantial communities, where do you find your people? And then how do you even decide that this is my community? How do you identify the people that you want to journey with, and then building sustainable community from that point?
Yeah, so for that, it'll have to be trial and error. So if you really actually want to find a community of women, you can go out there. Social media is there for us. Google is there for us. You can go and look for these business clubs. If you know other women who are also in the business industry, you can then decide to actually form the communities yourself. So if you're not able to have access to a business club that has already been formed, then you can form your own. I'm sure if you go around looking for other women through maybe your family or your friends, you can be able to get that. But community is very paramount if you actually want to be in a business and you're a woman.
And also your second point was mentorship. I don't know about you, but in most conversations, because I do have a lot of conversations with women in my day-to-day, they seem to kind of have a challenge with finding mentors also. Again, how do you find mentors that best suit you? Because sometimes we are looking for maybe a holistic mentor, somebody who you see yourself maybe spiritually, you want to learn from them from the business angle, you like different, for them to cater to you different things. And while some others might look for mentors who only cater to one aspect of them. So when it comes to choosing and even identifying mentors, how do you go about that as well, even in the bid to create more opportunities for you to be an empowered woman?
Yeah, so what has worked for me is they just happen organically. I have never gone out there to look for a mentor.
Okay.
But then you find yourself, like, let's say, for example, your immediate supervisor, they're able to guide you in terms of do this, don't do that. And then before you know it, you have a very wholesome relationship and you have the opportunity and the room to actually go and have conversations with them. So that they are automatically, they become a mentor. And then you also don't have to go and tell someone, now you know you're my mentor. It doesn't have to be spoken, but it's just in the way you guys relate to one another.
Right.
And so they happen organically. So let's say, for example, you're talking about spiritual. If you're in church, there's somebody you'll just gravitate to. If you're at work, there's someone you gravitate to. So as you're doing what you love, you'll get the people who are also doing what you love, and they have more experience. And if you guys are able to click, then that automatically becomes your mentor. So it doesn't have to be a spoken word that you know what, and now you're my mentor.
Right.
It's a lot of pressure.
So it just kind of happens organically. Okay, and I think that really helps us, because I think whenever we hear mentorship, we think it's this big unachievable technical term, that you have to find somebody who is in their billions maybe, and you're trying to learn everything from them. So I think that's a good it's a good way of looking at it. And for you, do you think you would be where you are without the mentorship that you've gotten?
No.
Discuss. 20 marks again.
50 marks.
50 marks. Discuss.
I really don't think so, because when we're just talking, I told you that I never thought that I would ever be in business. Even I remember university when people are asking me, so when you're out of here, what do you want? I was just thinking, oh my goodness, you know what, I'll just go and work for the government because it's easy, it's relaxing, but then you leave work, you leave campus, and then you're like, okay, things are
real
very
life.
different. So it took somebody to see something in me, and then for me to be able to now see that what they're saying is actually true. So if I did not have a mentor, people call them the destiny helpers and all of that, I would not have been able to see what they saw in me and be able to change the trajectory of my life and be where I am right now. So they're very important.
Wow. Amazing. Yes, so we're continuing to have a conversation here about women empowerment. And while I was preparing for this show, I was reading some statistics from the UN Women website, and they were saying that for us to reach or achieve an equitable world where, women and men are on an equitable playing field, we will need 102 years. So women empowerment or equity or equality will not happen until the next 102 years. Guess what? I will not be here. She will not be here. No, none of us listening to this will be here in 102. But let's get into some music. We come back and we talk about exactly what this dynamic might look, what it portends for the work of advancement of women and empowering women. Is equity and equality even a thing? Do you think we can achieve it? Yeah, they say that it's 102, but can we make it? Can we time travel to bring it closer home, maybe 10, 20 years from now? And what do you think can be done in ensuring that we get there quickly and even on a more sustainable way? This is the Power Morning Drive Show on Power Radio. We will see you after this short musical break. Don't touch that dial.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Some days you feel like the world is on fire. Some days you feel like you're swimming and flying. Some days you wake up and you don't feel like you wanna chase what you don't see. But some days you feel like you're floating up high. So how about you try this time? Lifting up your head and sing out. What more than I see, there's more inside of me. Just lift up your voice and say, nitajaribu tena kesho, nitaamka upya na nisonge. Hata wakipenda kunivunja, mambo yakizidi unga, sitashindwa kujivuta. Kesho naamka upya, kesho naamka upya. Some days I know that you think of surviving, but you sleep and wake up and don't feel like fighting. But there's space in your soul to keep wanting more, to desire to soar. But some days you know that their words, they mean nothing. So how about you try this time? Lifting up your head and say, what more than I see, there's more inside of me. Just lift up your voice and say, nitajaribu tena kesho, nitaamka upya na nisonge. Hata wakipenda kunivunja, mambo yakizidi unga, sitashindwa kujivuta. Kesho naamka upya.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
In my oversized t-shirt, is it pink or is it blue? Ukitaka we t-shirt, all your life misunderstood. Hiyo yote ni maisha, now they wishing they were you. Dancing in my t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt.
Move your body, get closer. Morning baby looking sexy in my boxer. Sijana siku tulikesha. Izo beshi na room ya mwenye taosha. Bounce that bam 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 bam.
the dancer. Don't worry, any chance umepata. Bust down, don't stop, show off. Washa kimoja basi baby ndo to take off.
Don't take it off, I like how you moving, showing me that body. Say what you want, I'll give it to you, yeah. You don't feel like talking. Ooh, you take it down low, bring that back, I wanna see some more, yeah. You know you look so fine, so fine. I wanna see you when you whine. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt.
I like it how you move this ass inside my Gucci shirt. Mina jua ukidunga utarudisha. Baby girl you moving fast, ni movie. Nguo zako ziko keja ulisha moving. Na mimi sijui ushakuwa rumi. Unakuwa ngaro juu. French kisses, I'm only telling you bonjour.
I like the way you move too fast. Come baby come, we can take it slower. If you like it, don't make it fast. If I don't, baby come, I don't want this over. Your body on me, come baby come, show me how you play. We can go down night in today. You don't wanna leave, baby, that's okay. Like
ready or not, here we go. Baby, please don't you leave me. Tell me you're not, tell me you go. I don't wanna live like this, no.
move your body, move your body. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt, baby. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized t-shirt. In my oversized t-shirt, baby. Oh, in my plain white tee, baby. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized tee, baby. Move your body, move your body. In my oversized tee, move your body, move your body. In my plain white tee, oh no, move your body, move your body. Oh no, no, no.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Sauti Soul featuring Matata with their song Oversized T-shirt, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is Kenya's biggest conversation, if I do say so myself. Too much for women empowerment. Oh my God. I need to simmer down a little bit. Anyway, I'm kidding. We are on Power Radio. My name is Anne Wanyoike, and we are talking about women empowerment. What can be done? What gains have we seen so far? And yada yada. But before we get right back into our discussion, I want to read comments because tuko na mafans. Msituone tu hapa. I want to give a special shout out to Mr. Karaoke Kirathe. Wewe ni ule mse, wewe ni mtrue. He's saying, listening, great vibe. The music here is so dope. Thank you so much. And we welcome any questions. If you have any questions that you would love to direct to our guest for today, please do so right there. And for those who are wondering how you can get to comment like Karaoke Kirathe, that means that you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, kindly do so. We are at Power Radio across all social media platforms, including YouTube. And yeah, do the things to appreciate to sana. But thank you so much, Mr. Kirathe, for choosing us and for choosing to listen into Power Radio this morning. All right, let's get into it now. What are the benefits of having women empowered, not only on an organizational level, in companies, in government, anywhere across the board? What are some of the benefits, even on a national level?
Yeah, so one of them I'll have to say in terms of relationships, there's nothing better than having a double income house.
Oh,
yeah. It means better education, better health opportunities for your family. Then there's also, we know how women are. We are very creative.
Yeah,
and our perspectives are usually very different from men. So then that means also there's increase in terms of creativity, in terms of solutions and solving problems. There's also the aspect of I think just being empowered should be a basic human right, to be honest.
Right.
Because it gives you an access to make a lot of decisions that you'd rather have not if you are not empowered with the knowledge or the experiences that you get.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and now that you've brought up the male conversation, I think it's a good place to bring in men, because I think for me my frustration with such conversations for a long time, and especially in feminist or feminazi circles, is that the empowerment of women means automatically the disempowerment of men, and that's not true at all. That's not what we are trying to peddle here, not, or at least not on my show. So how can we create male allyship even in the conversation, because we do need them. The empowerment of women, first of all, as I've said, it's established. It's not about the disempowerment of men. The two can be empowered and work in tandem very, very perfectly well. So one, how do we ensure that, first of all, we get rid of this narrative of, for the empowerment of women to happen, men must be put in their place, quote unquote. And then secondly, how do we garner up more male allyship in the conversation around women empowerment? Because we need men to also. You said that your mentor who's got you interested even to get into business was a man. So we need male allyship in this conversation. So yeah.
Yeah, so I think men should know that an empowered woman does not mean that is an unempowered man.
Yeah.
You know? So us coming together, there is nothing better than having the masculine energy and the feminine energy coming together to create something wonderful. So I feel like the people who are on social media and people always peddling the an empowered woman is an unempowered man should stop that, because together we can create something that's very beautiful.
Yeah, and great. And for the narrative, where do we go from this point now?
Yeah, so from now, it's just us supporting one another.
Yeah.
And having the mentality. I had somebody the other day on social media saying that you should have a white man who's a mentor. Did you hear about that conversation? Do you
I did.
That?
I think it was Miss Sharon Mashira, one half of the It's Related, I Promise podcast.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how white males or white men are very sure about themselves, and so that's where the conversation was coming. So she was saying that she has grown so much because of being under the leadership of white men. Why? First of all, the white man has been told that he is I cannot use that term on air, but he is the real deal, okay? He is the real deal. And then there is a certain assuredness that the white man has been given, even if they are not. They say that you need the audacity of a white incompetent white male, because they will get to do whatever they want to do, even if you are there just stuck in your imposter syndrome, which is a problem, because it means, and this is what we are talking about here. We are saying essentially that because when a white man does something and when they are assertive, then it is seen as great leadership. But when a woman does it, the word that they use for women, it starts with a B. So it's like there are shifting power dynamics here that women are not being judged by in the same standards. I don't know.
Yeah, but then what does that say about having a black man who's your mentor?
Yeah.
So I feel like for that, it's basically two sides of the coin.
Yes.
Because then that diminishes.
It's an imbalanced conversation.
Because that diminishes our men who are black, who we have more access to in terms of them being mentors.
Yeah.
So then should I say that the black man who I've had as a mentor is insufficient or inefficient when he's placed next to a white man?
Right.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yes. So for
it's
me,
another narrative that needs to be.
And also another Pandora box of discussions to be opened.
Yes.
So I feel like the way I said, things just happen organically. So if organically you are in a space where you get a man or a woman, because let's also not forget that you can have a woman who can be your mentor. Yeah. So then what does that mean then? If I have a woman who's a mentor, game over
now? No, absolutely not. And so then how can we measure the impact of women empowerment if at all it can be measured?
Yes. So then we were talking about Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Yes. When we have more women who are in governance processes, when we have more women who are corporate leaders, when we have more women who are opening businesses, when we have more women who are, teaching our kids how to be better people. So when there's a lot of representation in the community, then that is a sure, KPI of you being able to say that actually women empowerment leads to this and this and this.
Right.
Because it's a physical, tangible output.
Yeah. And so my next question is going to be, how do you empower women yourself? First of all, how do you empower yourself and also the women around you? And even I know that you are putting together an event, so you can also rope that event in and let the people know what you're doing in that event and how they can plug in and join.
Yeah. So for me, it has to be continuous learning. Continuous learning has enabled me to be on trend in terms of, the services that I'm offering, so that I'm not just the chosen service provider in Nairobi, Kenya, but also globally. So continuous learning is a way that I continue to empower myself. And then also being in a network of, other women, attending networking events, and also being a member in a business club. So that's how I empower myself. I continue empowering myself. And that is also a way that other women can continue to empower themselves. They join business clubs, they go for the networking events, they get mentorship, they join and attend leadership programs. So there's a lot of things that you can do to ensure that you empower yourself. And that's why EcoZell Consultancy, in partnership with Soul Live Business Club, we are going to be having an event on the 17th of August. And the topic of discussion for the day will be entrepreneur leap. Basically, we want to empower people who want to join the business world. And, even for me, when I started, there's a lot of, I don't know, should I do this? Should I do that? Where am I supposed to get my licenses? How long will it take? So there's usually a lot of not being sure when you start, but we actually want to come and bridge that gap and bring successful entrepreneurs to be able to talk about their different journeys.
Right.
And it's going to be a very holistic event because we have industry leaders from different sectors. We have a business coach coming. We have somebody who's very good in the hospitality industry. We have a wealth advisor coming up. We have a lawyer.
Yes.
We have a DJ coming on to talk about production and all of that. So it's going to be a very holistic event. And I urge you to come.
Yes. How much tickets? Where do they get them? Where is the venue?
Yes. So the venue is at Lava Latte, and your investment is going to be 4,500, which is going to cater for, the venue. We are going to feed you.
Okay.
We're going to give you breakfast, break, and lunch, so you don't worry about that. We're also going to have a lot of activities, a lot of games, panelist discussions, and all of that, breakout sessions. So if you are a woman or a man or a youth in business, this is your event. You don't want to miss it.
So say that again, date and venue and time?
17th of August, Lava Latte.
Yes.
From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes. Tickets at
EcoZell Consultancy or Soul Live Business Club on Instagram.
All right.
Yes.
There you have it, folks. Usiseme ati me, I don't put you on. I
Plug
put you
them.
on. I put you on to things that you can get nini unaweza saidika nazo hapo hivyo. But let's continue now as we continue with our discussion for today. I want us to talk about something here. Then, so what is the most efficient way to work directly with for example, maybe a network of mentors, for example, or coaches who are sold into this conversation? And how do you, like, for example, you're putting together an event, yeah? How did you stumble upon the people that you want them to come on? And then, how did you decide this? I think this would be value added to the people that I'm trying to put on to this journey of entrepreneurial leap.
Yeah, so number one, it's one of my immediate people.
Okay.
Other people who are going to be on the panelist, who are going to be involved in the panelist discussions are people who are also in the business club. So that is how we came up and curated the speakers that we're going to have for this event. And then, as I've mentioned, there speakers who speak to different sectors.
Right.
Yes. So that is going to give a very holistic approach in terms of the entrepreneurial success stories. And I'm sure everyone is going to fit in one of those
categories. All right. Sawa. Thank you for that. Let's get into some music. I want to get at least a drink of water. And we come back. Please do not stay away. The conversation is just getting hotter and hotter because, I can look outside and it is a chilly morning and you do want us to keep you company. So you're listening to the Power Morning Drive Show. This is Power Radio. My name is Wanyoike. Yes, and we are cruising all the way till 10 a.m. Let's get some music. We come back and we continue with our discussion. Today we are discussing women empowerment in all its forms, whether it's in governance, whether it's in leadership, whether it's in organizations and companies. Women need to take the lead. Women need to lead not only from the back, from the front. What are some of the gains and the pains of this journey? What more can be done? And I'm joined in studio by Ecozil CEO, Miss Victoria Wanyama, who is well into that game. She's doing amazing things for women across her sector. So let's take some music break and I will see you on the other side of the break. This is Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Kukucheki anipenda nimemwacha nyumbani hajui baby wanichanganya zingua maliza mimi sijiwezi ni makosa baby forbidden fruit so sweet naenda mimi sitabaki tujiweka shimoni. This is where we end, yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo. Wewe ni taboo too. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo. Wewe ni taboo too. Kunishika mkono hivo, ninahisi mengi ila ninajua kuna kikomo. Si upendo ni mchezo, uongo si tumeamini. Najaribu kumpenda niliye naye, but wanna let me be. Naenda mimi sitabaki, twajiweka shimoni. This is where we end, yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo. Wewe ni taboo too. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo. Wewe ni taboo too. Naenda mimi sitabaki, twajiweka shimoni. This is where we end, yeah. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo. Wewe ni taboo too. 'Cause you're taboo. Oh yeah, wewe ni taboo. Wewe ni taboo too.
lyrical, I'm saying.
Them call him Ladies' Choice, them love him.
Lord of mercy.
They look so nice. They look nice on and on.
Again.
When they walk, it feels so good.
I'm in love all them girls in the world.
And when they smile, he's in the mood.
She's only pretty.
Cause they are the ladies who really want.
One more time.
Cause they are the ladies who really want.
She's a little girl when a baby jump around town. Cause I really tell them my baby give a love. And a baby come around town and give me little love. Regional King Kong gonna run things. All of them are pretty girls, give me some love. Cause I really tell them baby jump around town. And this a reggae time and a baby come again. Give me little love and baby jump around. Cause I really tell them my baby come around town. Original King Kong give me some love. What them call me, what is my name? K-I-N-G, original king. When I K-O-N-G, original Kong. All of them are girls when I'm making the feel. And at this a reggae time when I baby shake your bums. Cause I really tell them baby come again. Again.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
Selassie.
Them call him Ladies' Choice, them love him.
And them girls.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
Them cool.
Them call him Ladies' Choice, them love him.
Them a booty in the one.
They look so nice. They look nice on and on.
A little bit dance.
When they walk, it feels so good.
Reggae time.
And when they smile, he's in the mood.
I am always in the mood.
Cause they are the ladies who really want.
The ladies' choice.
Oh yes, cause they are the ladies who really want.
Them a booty on the one. China girls come around, China give me some love. Regional King Kong gonna run things. Cause I really tell them my baby give me love. And a one time, when a two time, when a three time. No more, no two, no three, no one, no biggie, let me say. When a girl come around, when I give me some love. Cause I really don't tryna baby give me love. Cause I really tell them mama come again. It's a dancing time, not dancing party. Cause I really show them my baby give me party. This a reggae time, man, a baby shake your palms. Cause I really tell them original king gonna run to the one. Cause I really tell them baby give me love. This original gonna make them feel. Reggae time coming, making the fire. Girl, them girls sing along.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
Kenyan girls.
Them call him Ladies' Choice, them love him.
Ugandan girls.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
Tanzanian girls.
Them call him Ladies' Choice, them love him.
Surrey Georgie.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
Bubba Belton.
Them call him Ladies' Choice, them love him.
Mighty King Kong.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
And them girls sugar.
Them call him Ladies' Choice, them love him.
She's only real wine.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
I'ma give them love.
Them call him Ladies' Choice, them love him.
Woman.
Them love him, them love him, them love him.
For real.
Them call him Ladies' Choice, them love him.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Yeah.
Mavo on the beat.
Siski. Niliambiwa ni muache Siski. Kamote. Painting ameni seti kamote. Mbele ya watu ni mpole. Very calm. Lakini looks are deceiving. Usake kumuona kame jam. Dodge sahani. Dodge hepa. Dodge vikombe. Dodge mboch. Ita masoja. Painting anataka kuniua. Akibebu taniua. Sijali. Babes upunguze kisirani. Unachoma picha kwa jirani. I don't care. Siski. Niliambiwa ni muache Siski. Kamote. Painting ameni seti kamote. Manzi yangu ye ni boxer. Anajua mpaka kumfu. Nimeshindwa kumtoka. Yeni kichwa ngumu. Manzi yako anakaga mpole. Usifanye mimi nicheke. Baby face isikuingize. Unistima, uninare. Juzi nilimwambia simtaki. Akaanza kisirani. Nitajiua, nitakunywa happy. Nikamurudia juu ya kupanic. Siski. 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 Niliambiwa ni muache siski. Kamote. 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 Painting ameniseti kamote. Mother anataka ni muache. Maboys wanataka ni msare. Mpaka namba yake nimeblock. Hadi IG ndakushow. Alipiga na namba sijui. Kiundani nikasikia nimefurahi. Kidogo nikasikia amedai. Aki babe, nataka kukuona one last time. Akakuja amevamini. Akanichanganisha akili. Nikamnyandua tukarudiana. Siski. 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 Niliambiwa ni muache siski. Kamote. 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 Painting ameniseti kamote.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
GL. Nani cheesy kama yeah. I've been faded. I've been naked. In different places, many faces, X-rated. Yeah. I've been patient, I've been waiting. No other one that's come around can do the things you do. Who keep come around, we smoke a lot. Canadian pot, J's and bomb. Catch a wine, dance along. Bounce along, baby, bounce along. Wine and dine, made your mind. It's a clear sign that no other one that's come around can do the things you do. Nobody else can match my energy. Cheesy come yeah. Cheesy come yeah. We up all night and still we tryna be busy on the AM. Cheesy come yeah. Cheesy come yeah. Oh yeah. Cheesy kama
I've been faded, serenaded, celebrated. Ooh, very patient. See, I'm not so complicated. Kakwama on my mind, your toes are juicy, align. Moyo kapiga sign, kisha underline. Only free because you let me be. That's the love I want for me. Lano tangu soda baridi. Can't deny the chemistry. Ukakwama on my mind. Tuka alive. Tuka bigger sign.
Nobody else can match my energy. Cheesy kama yeah. Cheesy kama yeah. We up all night and still we tryna be busy on the AM. Cheesy kama yeah. Cheesy kama yeah. Oh yeah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Ben Soul featuring the beautiful and very talented Zenia Manasseh with their song Cheesy, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Anne Wanyoike, and we are cruising nicely. I see we have only 13 minutes to the end of our show. So as we ramp up. Huku ni wapi kwani? As we wrap up our show today, now let's look at some of the things that we can do in order to ensure that women are empowered and they are empowered aptly and amply. So one thing that also comes to mind is, how do we close the gender gap? I think this is a conversation that, we cannot have women empowerment without empowering them economically. And one way of doing that is to make sure that the gender pay gap is closed. How do we do that? I know it's as easy as pay them what the men are getting paid, but technically, how do we get there?
Yeah, so the first thing would be, you see, as a man, you're not able to know what women go through. So I think the first step would be to get women into those spaces. And when they're in those spaces, they can be able to advocate for us and what we need, because they are speaking from a point of they know, because they are women. So I think that's the first step.
Yeah.
And then another thing, just start especially in the corporate world and the business world, just start relating to women as people, not as women. We remove the gender from the whole conversation.
Right.
Is this person, what is the educational level? What are their experiences? Can they be able to do this job? Then pay them according to what they should get.
And so as we talk about then models or approaches that can be used to ensure that, holistic women empowerment, what are some of the approaches that we can use to ensure that we get there and get there faster?
Number one, I know I've been advocating a lot for business clubs and networking.
Yes.
And it's because they work.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from a point of
Experience. Yeah.
So that would be the first step. When you are able to get yourself into rooms where you see there's a lot of representation in terms of your skin color and your gender, then it gives you the mindset of, actually, I also can do this. So I would feel like, just network and find your people, find your tribe doing what you love. And once you have a community, you'll be able to navigate a lot of things, because you'll find out that you're not the only one who's going through what you're going through.
Right. And there's something interesting about, there's this issue, gatekeeping. You did say that, to even just take one thing as an example, 3% of tenders are mostly male-led. Women-led, 3%. So that means the rest, the 97% is men. So, of course, that's an issue of gatekeeping. When we come to creating more opportunities for women, how do we dismantle this entire gatekeeping thing, because it's clearly standing in the way of the empowerment of women?
Yeah, so unfortunately, gatekeeping usually happens with other women. It's not usually necessarily the men. So women should get to the place where they know that the cake is available for everyone and you can be able to have your peace. Because let's think about it. If you are the manager of so-and-so company, it means that there's other companies that you're not a manager of. So empower other women to get into those spaces. If, let's say, you are a radio presenter at Pawa, there are other radio shows and other morning shows that are going on right now.
Yes.
You can put other women in those spaces. So empowering women does not mean that they are coming to take what you already have. It's giving them the opportunity and the tools and the knowledge to be able to get to the place where you are right now. It's basically like a message from the future to a younger person. So there shouldn't be a gatekeeping, because let's face it, you cannot be the one who offers all the services, sells all the products everywhere in the world.
Yes. And so then what would success look like? So we've said that we are empowering women, we have created opportunities for them to exist and to create and to build. What would that world look like? What would success look like in terms of creating empowered women in the world?
So that is, for me, it looks like equity, where we are all given equal opportunities to pursue what we love when we love it. it's not a matter of one size fits all for everyone. So for me, that will be equity and inclusion.
Yeah. And when you talk about diversity and inclusion, how can we create more spaces where diversity and inclusion is catered to? Because, we're not just talking about a woman, we're talking about, for example, a woman who has this level of education. Then we also have the other layer of where does she come from? Because, it's Kenya. We have to go down that rabbit hole, because otherwise we will only end up with a specific kind and class of women. So how do we create more diversity and inclusion in the conversation?
Through education. The education system right now in Kenya is very boxed. So if we could be able to modernize it and also know that corporate is not the only way for a woman or a man to be successful. Ensuring that there are classes like arts and craft, music, drawing, athletes, and all of that. So if we get to the place where we are able to nurture someone's talent from when they are young, then that will give them an opportunity to be able to penetrate different sectors when it's time for them to make money when they're older. So for me, it first begins with education and giving people the opportunity to explore their talents. It does not necessarily just mean I pass an exam, I go to high school, I go to university, now I have to look for work. And probably what I'm doing is not what I love or what I would have chosen as my first choice, but it's because my mom has told me do this, your dad has told you do that. So for me, it'll have to be with education, so that you end up in a place where you love, a place you are invested in. So when you get any challenges, you're able to bounce back back, because this is something that you love.
And then how can we expand access for women, whether it's access to people, places, resources, money, capital, all of it? How do we create access and availability for women?
Yes. So for starters, it'll have to be through, conversations like this. Where people get the opportunity to know, okay, so there's actually a woman in business who's doing this. I've been wanting to do this, but I didn't see someone. Now I see. So it is just for us to start having these conversations in every space that we are. We start supporting even those women who are in businesses. Buy from them, comment, reshare what they're trying to do for themselves and for their families. So that means support. Also, giving them opportunity to get education. There's a lot of, we have the bursaries, we have a lot of scholarships going on. So there's that. We also can come up with events that are only curated for women by women, so they can be able to come and network and see that, this is actually something that is going on. So therefore I can be able to get into this space through mentorship programs, through leadership programs. So there's a lot that can be done and is actually being done. The only problem is that it is not mainstream, so you'll not be able to get the opportunity to see it on TV or hear in the radio stations, but it's something that is happening in the grassroots.
Wow, that's just incredible. I know we are short for time, but as you close up, what would your final remarks be? What is your clarion call, not only to women but to those who are interested in the advancement and the empowerment of women? And also, as you sign out, you can do this again. Look at that camera and let the people know about that event and all the details as we sign out.
So support women, support them, like their business pages, comment, reshare, buy from them, give them mentorship programs, platforms to have discussions like this where we champion for women in businesses and women in governance spaces. So empower us, and an empowered woman does not mean that is an empowered man. So we can do this together. Yes, and like I mentioned before, I have an event coming up on August 17th. Location will be Lava Latte. The name of the event is Entrepreneurial Leap, transforming from employee to business owner. So if you've been wanting to get into the business space but don't know how to start, you can come to this event, network with other people, and get the opportunity to hear successful entrepreneurial stories. So don't miss out. The investment is 4,500, and I've said we're going to feed you, we're going to play games. There will be a lot of connections during the event. So come, don't miss out.
And the curatorial conversation is what? Entrepreneurial Leap?
Yes, Entrepreneurial Leap.
What is that about?
So
hint, just a little hint.
So we have a lot of people. I'm sure there is no human being will ask, have you ever wanted to have, a side thing coming in terms of money? And they're like, no, I don't want. So it's just empowering people who are already employed or people who want to get into the business space to be able to get it in a very seamless manner. Yes, because we've had challenges getting into the business space.
Right.
So it's just assisting those people to get into the business industry.
Yeah. Wow.
With a leg up.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Victoria, for the time. We have absolutely loved having you on Power Radio. Thank you so much for your insight. And we hope that we can do this again and again, because these conversations, I keep saying one conversation is not enough for the kind of world that we are trying to create. So thank you so much for coming on to our show today, and all the best in the event. I hope to be there. I hope I'll be there.
You should be there.
Even if I'm not an entrepreneur, but I could get into that space and learn a thing or two, maybe about my media conglomerate in the future.
Being an MC, moderator and all the things. And we have DJ Soxy coming, who's doing what you're doing.
Amazing. He's incredible. Sawa. Thank you so much, guys, for the time that we have had together. Thank you so much for coming. We hope we wish you all the best, and to all our audience members, for those that tuned in either on YouTube, for those that engaged us on our social media handles, for those that subscribed, for those that showed us the love, for those that told a friend to tell a friend, for those that shared the link. I mean, just love. It's just love from here, man. Thank you so much for supporting. I mean, Power Radio is 4 months into the game, Lord, and into the game, and we can see that you guys are really ramping up and, raving up for us and warming up for us as well. And we appreciate the love. We absolutely love the support that you're showing us, and we hope that we can continuously even endeavor to bring you amazing programming as we continue in our growth journey. But sina la ziada. Allow me to fungasha virago vyangu jamani, nifunge jamvi letu la Power Morning Drive leo, Power Morning Drive show today. I have been your host, Wanyoike. It is always a pleasure to have you join us. It's always a pleasure to do this life with you, for the 2 hours. You give me the first 2 hours of your day. I do not take that for granted. I hope to see you on Friday. On Friday, I shall be joined by Jai Aroni. He is the communications and advocacy manager at Power 254, and we shall be talking about the work of advocacy and the role that it plays in political revolutions. I mean, we are amid a political revolution and movement right now, and I know that we cannot understate the importance of advocacy and the work of advocacy in seeing the social change and the political change that we want to see as a people. Of course, to everybody who has been able to kuwezesha, as I say, kuwezesha broadcast. Everybody, it's a special many thanks to everybody who has been a part of this broadcast. We do not take it for granted that we come together and work together so that you can be able to get educated. So from me, Anne Wanyoike, and the entire team of Power Radio, it's a goodbye. I hope to see you on Friday, same time, same place. Do not go away, because at 11 a.m. we shall be having She Talks, and then after that we have the dynamic duo of Mr. Elijah Mose and the one and only DJ CJ Kenya with a Gift of Gab. You do want to stick around and find out what they shall be talking about. But for me, for now, it's goodbye. I have to go. I know. I have to go. See you. Bye. Take care.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hawataweza kukupenda, hawataweza.
So fresh is on the beat.
Mbona do you have to be this way? Unajitoa from all the promises we made. You wanna blow up all the loving that we gave. Listening to he said and the she said. Uongo za mjini zimenoka. Niamini na kupenda ni wewe tu. Wakusema watasema, usiku watalala.
sitaweza kukupenda vile ninavyokupenda. Amini hata dunia itashindwa na cha kusema, na wakisema ni mapema. Kupenda tunavyopendana, tutaishi kama Romeo na Julia kwa sinema. Baby, achana na usiwasikize hao baby, achana na usiwasikize hao
The city's full of haters, full of players. Wakutupiga sana, all they wanna break us. Usiwasikize hao, oh baby, achana now. Cause when we say ni forever, ni vow tunaweka. Mimi na wewe tu, let us go down in history. Niamini na kupenda ni wewe tu. Wakusema watasema, usiku watalala. Hawataweza kukupenda vile ninavyokupenda. Amini hata dunia itashindwa na cha kusema, na wakisema ni mapema. Kupenda tunavyopendana, tutaishi kama Romeo na Julia kwa sinema. Baby, achana na usiwasikize hao. Baby, achana na usiwasikize hao.
Baby, achana now. City boys wanna break your heart. City girls, they just wanna have fun. Love you, then leave you. Wakuache na maswali bila jibu. City boys wanna break your heart. City girls, they just wanna have fun. Love you, then leave you. Wakuache na maswali bila jibu. City boys wanna break your heart. City girls just wanna have fun. Love you, then leave you. Wakuache na maswali bila jibu. City boys wanna break your heart. City girls just wanna have fun. Love you, then leave you. Wakuache na maswali bila jibu.
Pawa Radio. Tune in and power up.